Boom. Hey, what's going on, good people? Your boy Tim James here, aka the quintessential professor of everything and nothing. Uh, Coming to you live from my feng shui. You probably wonder why there's a red light. It's very peaceful. I don't know if you ever did red lights other than what it's known for. Red light special, TLC, all of that. But it actually is a soothing kind of light. So when you come into your house or you've dealt with the stresses of life, or for those who have kids or married, you dealt with your spouse and your kids and you want to help with your anxiety, you want to help with your mental understanding, you know, get you some different lights. Red helps. I also have a blue light uh, that I have in another part of my place, just for calming, right? You walk into a place, you dealt with life, you dealt with work, or you dealt with COVID, uh, or you're just simply trying to make ends meet, right? And mentally, you're trying to decompress while going forward in a speedy motion. You ever get that? You know how you're trying to relax, but you can't stay still because you're used to just going and going. And so you figure mentally, I can relax when I'm moving forward. It don't work. Like you can tell your car to go 75 miles an hour, doesn't mean it's in neutral. Doesn't mean it's idle. It's actually going forward. So what I've learned over maybe the past year and a half with my profession, very hostile, stressful environment, and dealing with people, different perspectives of people, different emotions of people, and how that can latch on to you, and how if you don't know how to shield yourself from it, but sometimes you need some physical, you need some tangible things, Uh, you can burn candles, Roman scent therapy. For some people, sage or use different other candles. You can do those. Meditation, prayer. Uh, Definitely prayer, meditation. Yoga. I've actually done yoga. Yoga works, but for mostly, it's a combination of things for me. Um, Writing helps me. My poetry, my short stories. Um, Getting back to those, the things that I love to do. Um, the atmosphere I create in my house. If you ever been to my house or you ever been around me, I try to be mellow. I try to be nice feng shui uh, in here and in here. Now, my actions and my charismaticness, me interacting with people can be totally like, in the moment. I can be really live, really, really colorful, really eclectic. But for the most part, I try to be down to earth, well grounded. Uh, I love nature, man. I love that sense of when you walk past a forest or a group of trees and the wind blow, you get that freshness of that air, that oxygen just hits you, and you just automatically like, whew, just exhale for a moment. Because sometimes you don't physically know how to do it because you don't practice those things. You just go through the hustle and bustles of the day. You just go through the motions. You work, you come home, you deal with your kids, you deal with your family, or if you're home all day, that place has no longer been the peace. The pattern has disrupted slightly because you used to your kids being gone for a certain period of time, or you're used to you being gone for a certain period of time, and then you come right back in, and then your peace comes, or your feng shui there. But now most people work from home, so now that's you're creating an atmosphere of like so many different emotions in your house, so many different emotions, expressions, uh, music, videos, movies, and it's all just lingering in the house, right? You watching horror movies over here. Somebody else is watching rap music over here. Somebody's playing gospel over there. And the whole atmosphere of the house is just unbalanced. So when you try to find that peace in your house, it's not there anymore. Because it's not being created constantly. It's not being carved out. So I use these red lights. It's soothing. Helps me decompress. Because I didn't know how to decompress before. I was always on the go. Still am on the go. But I'm more at one with what I do. You know, I have that emotional intelligence. I can engage my emotion with my logic, with my spirit. And they're intertwined. They work together instead of one working against each other or two working one and so forth and so on. So I'm just coming here to share myself. A little tidbit for today, let you know in my world. Because it's real. Anxiety, stress, especially in these times, man. How do you deal with it? How do you move that kinetic energy? That potential energy. Energy is no gain nor loss. It's transferred. So how do you move that? How do you keep that free flowing? So where you subconsciously, with your spirit and your soul, stay on point. What do you do? Where do you go? Can you go somewhere? And sometimes you got to create that peace within your own mind. Take whatever bit you can and develop that into more. And so, it's just something I want to share. Something I want to build upon. I'll be coming back to you with some more things. Little snippets, different lighting. But it's just to add. Understanding to, hey, man, everybody needs to decompress. Let this weight off. But how do you do it? Where do you go? Who do you talk to? Do you want to talk to somebody? Or do you want to social distance? And then social distance. Are you in a corner? Are you stuck on an island? Do you isolate yourself from people? But is that isolation of peace? Or did you just create a silo or a prison for yourself? And you don't even know how to get out. So some of those things I'm going to be sharing with you along this roller coaster that we call life. Or podcasting, commentary, some fun things, some fun facts about myself. But yeah, once again, I appreciate the time. I'm not going to be long. But I would leave you with this. Take the time to find it. Gather it. Peace is priceless. A community of peace is God-given. So, your house, your car, whatever you build that. But identify your anxieties, your stress, your trigger points. Identify those. There's a quote that's saying, it's an old Japanese quote, but it says, I'll lose a battle 1,000 times. I'll lose a battle 1,000 times only because I don't know myself. And when you don't know yourself, you lose those battles every time because you don't identify what's your triggers, what's your stress points. Where can I find my peace? How do I develop my peace? What do I lay aside? What's important? What's just emotions? Some people are emotionally led. Some people are logic. Some people are spiritually led. Some people, I say, and use chakras and chi and meditate. Those things to kind of walk out in the world and be. So how do you do that? How does that look for you? How do you identify those triggers and those stressors? And how do you get that up off of you and move it? What does that look like for you? So, some things I want to share and talk to you guys about my life. I think it's time. I think it's overdue, but it's right on time. So, once again, thank you. I'm Tim James, aka the professor, the quintessential professor of everything and nothing. For some people, it's like, that don't even make sense. But it does when you think about it. I'm just here to learn, breathe, exist, leave a legacy, and make my world that I'm in, my environment that I connect to, better in some way. And some days, I'm pretty good at it. Some days, I'm not so good at it. Some days, I try not to be the villain, but hey, I can be the villain sometimes, Those aren't the intentions, but not everybody agrees with you. Not everybody will not see your perspective or your reality, and rightfully so. So, we'll learn, we'll grow. Till then, people, have a good day and night.